What's going on, everybody in the VC? Craig here with another killer massive vinyl update. Got some great shit over the past weekend, well, mainly Friday and Saturday. A little bit of everywhere kind of fine, some garage sale stuff, record store, my $3 honey hole, some really cool shit. Haven't really listened to everything yet. Been super fucking busy. Work, band practice too. Monday and Wednesday night. Went to see Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers with Smithereens this past Saturday, and also went to see Jeff Tate's Queensryche on Tuesday night. So I haven't really been home much since really Friday. So been able to clean a lot of them, spin through some of them, so give some cursory listens and shit like that. So got some really cool shit, so let's dig right into them. First things first, as always, VC cheer. Hope everybody's doing well. Just want to take a quick second to thank all of my subscribers, all the guys that have stuck around from the beginning, and then you got all these new people just trickling in, man. It's just awesome. I just hit over the 400 mark, I want to say maybe a couple weeks ago, something like that. So, just over 400 now, so thank you guys very much. Probably do a contest closer to 500, or we'll see from there. It's very, very cool to have all these great views and tons of great comments and everything, so love you guys. And what's in the background? Doing a little vibing with LJ's latest video, Crazy World by the Scorpions. Oh yeah. Had this one on vinyl for about a good year now. Picked it up from the record store I was shopping at in Michigan. I actually got it on kind of like a trade sort of deal. Well, exchanges sake. Return exchange type thing. That's what I was doing. Because I used to buy cassettes from there, and anytime I had a dud, we'd just, kind of swap out, if he had another copy, or if it was just for something else, because he sold them all at the same prices. So, he ended up just letting me pick out an album out of the $5 bin and pick that one up. So, it's kind of a good money maker for me, because I only spent $2 on the cassette. Switcheroo, boom, $2 on fucking near mint. Scorpions, killer. So let's get into all the vinyl. First set of finds will be my $3 finds from my honey hole. Got some pretty cool ones there. Pretty excited about these. Just kind of roll through these. I got a ton of shit to show. Don't want to talk your ear off all night. Savage Eye by the Pretty Things. Got this one on 8-track. From Tim, the Go Surf H2O. I'm correct, that's how I say her name. So very cool to find that one on vinyl. Magic Christian Music. Jesus God, I am tired. By Badfinger. Very cool to find this one for only $3. I've seen it a couple times in the wild recently, but usually just price wasn't right or condition, whatever the case. So that one, $3, great condition. Totally sold. And Reconciled by The Call. Definitely that late 80s alternative sound. Love it. Very glad to find this one on vinyl. Right, next one. The first of my garage sale finds. Did pretty good for myself. This one, I found it at just passing by a house. I was running errands Friday morning, and this same house had a garage sale last summer where they were selling a bunch of stereo equipment and shit like that. And it was just overpriced, and some of it was just beat to hell. Fucking shit and everything else. So I'm like, no. And I debated on stopping there because I kind of passed by it and I was like, no, I'll turn around and I'll go back and at least look. You never know. And just something was calling me there. I'm glad I stopped because I ended up picking up this near mint, $2 out of a box basically filled with maybe 25, 30 records, and they were all like shitty disco and like just shit music. I mean, it was just complete bullshit. And I found this. This was the most random find out of there. Elvis Costello and the Attractions, Punch the Clock. Very glad to find this. And he actually had him marked at $3, and he didn't remember what he had him priced at. Unplayed vinyl. And this thing is just beautiful. Didn't know what he had him priced at, and so he's like, $2. Okay. Sold. So, another one for the Elvis Costello collection. Very excited. Alright, so the next ones. say about the next 20, 25, I don't even know how many are here. Basically, did what I normally do, that I've been doing for the last year and a half or so. Every time I jump on the computer, I jump on Craigslist and I'll type in the search engine, records, vinyl, LPs, etc. And usually something pops up, especially this time of year with the garage sales, and I was just trying to see what's in the area. And ended up finding a garage sale that was going on one day only, from only 9 to 1, so I was like, okay, I'll go in the morning. The guy was selling about 1,300 pieces overall, varying condition, and all different genres, all going for $1 a piece. And if you bought 25 or more, you got one of these nice wooden crates. So, of course, I made it a goal to at least find 25. And overall, went digging through every single album. A lot of shit, a lot of stuff I had, a lot of stuff in shitty conditions, and the stuff I picked out was basically like the cream of the crop. Really, the next person who dug through it would have been kind of disappointed. So I picked out the nicest stuff out of the batch. So, let's just kind of go through these real quick. Try not to talk too much about all of them. A nice fill-in copy. I still needed to get an actual, great copy. But School's Out by Alice Cooper. Not in the worst of shape, but not perfect by any means. But still glad to at least find a copy for the time being. Nice upgrade copy of The Twain Shall Meet by Eric Burdon and the Animals. I bought a copy of this for $1, I think, last year, but the seams were all kinds of split on the cover and the vinyl wasn't in great shape, so this one's a really nice copy. One that I had no idea that it actually goes for way more money than I spent. Starfish by The Church. Quick shout out to Brett over on Life on This Planet blog, and Travis, Vinyl and Video, because I know Travis is also a fan of The Church. So, very cool to find this one, near mint for $1. Just a little bit of ring wear on the cover. Other than that, the vinyl's perfect. Another nice find here, Crowded House, self-titled. This album is sick. Really, really good album. Really enjoyed this one. What I have been able to listen to out of the batch so far. Got a couple here from Mamas and the Papas, Monterey International Pop Festival. So, collection of their performance from Monterey. Now, I actually didn't know that there was one for the Mamas and Papas. I knew there was the Otis Redding and Jimi Hendrix one, but I didn't know about this one. So, very, very cool to find that. And 16 of their greatest hits. Not a big greatest hits guy, but it was nice to find this in nice shape to, just put in the collection for the hell of it. Nothing wrong with putting on a greatest hits sometime when you're just kind of hanging out around the house and just want to spin some random tunes. Couple for the Elvis collection. Nice sealed copy of Elvis Country. I actually had a copy of this, but I traded it off a few months ago, so very cool to find that. And a copy of Double Dynamite. So very cool to find this. This one was still in the shrink, but the shrink was coming off, so figured just go ahead and tear the shrink off. I also have found copies of That's the Way It Is and From Elvis in Memphis, but those ones were pretty dirty, and so I couldn't really tell what was a surface scratch or what was when it was something really, really fucking deep, not a hairline or something like that. So once I finally got all the caked on dust and grime off of them, both of them had some pretty gnarly scratches going on, so, which was deceiving on That's the Way It Is, because that one looked to be in pretty nice shape and it looked like it was going to be a hairline, but once I got through it all, yeah, both of them were pretty much fucked, so that sucks. Oh well, I guess I'd have to actually spend the money and buy, nice copies eventually, but no big deal. Alright, another hole filler here, Midnight Wind by the Charlie Daniels Band. Very cool to find that one. Pretty beat up cover, but vinyl's in pretty decent shape. Superfly, Curtis Mayfield. Some asshole wrote their initials on the fucking label, but hey, can't complain for $1. One for the Comedy Collection, Best of Bill Cosby. nice upgrade for me. Run with the Pack by Bad Company. This is one I've had in my collection for probably a good 10, 12 years, maybe longer, I think. But my cover was really beat up, and my vinyl wasn't that great, so near mint vinyl and about the best looking cover I've seen of this album yet in all my digs. Another greatest hits, Sly and the Family Stone. We all know it, we've all seen it a million times, but in pretty nice shape for $1. I'll take it. A few imports here, German imports. I really don't understand why the covers are made so flimsy. I just don't get it, because I mean, these are pretty beat up, but I couldn't leave them for $1 a piece, you know? Shades of Deep Purple. One of the last ones I was needing for my Deep Purple collection, and I still need it because this vinyl, just pretty shot up. So, what looked cool at the time, once I got home, cleaned it, and spun it, I was like, nope, still on the hunt for a copy. So, no big deal. Kind of the same with this next one, Horizontal by the Bee Gees. This one, it's definitely seen better days, but I mean, it'll work until I can find a nice, hopefully domestic copy, just because I don't need any more flimsy-ass covers. Really stoked to find this one, Idea, also by the Bee Gees. Now this one is actually in pretty decent shape once I cleaned it up and everything. Played pretty well, had some surface noise to it, which I'll still be on the hunt. Just don't see a lot of early Bee Gees. You always see the fucking 70s. Just like, oh my god, how about some of the old shit? So that's what I like, not the fucking disco old, or whatever. Yeah, this one, I thanked LJ for inadvertently recommending this one. And I actually just looked, I'd spun this Sunday night for a little bit, just like entranced and really loved it, but it was really late, so I needed to go to bed. And I actually just pulled this out a little bit ago and realized that I've got myself another mandrill situation. If you go back to my record garage sale, you'll know what I'm talking about. So the cover here is Marty Robbins' More Gunfighter Ballads. Okay? Now, the vinyl though is the first Gunfighter Ballads. So, and Columbia 6i. Yeah, pretty decent shape. Not bad. I mean, I could definitely like to find better, but nice and playable. So basically, what we're up against here is just a Frankenstein copy here of the first Gunfighter Ballads and the cover for the second Gunfighter Ballads. I believe it's the second one, if I'm correct. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not a big Marty Robbins guy. So, kind of a VC call out. If anybody's got an extra Gunfighter Ballads cover, or maybe an extra copy of this album, CL1481 in the number, so I'm guessing that's the mono version of this, I think. Yep. Got an extra, record that I could kind of start piecing some of these together with their correct homes. Send me a PM, comment, whatever. Let's talk, because I'm really into that album. So I'd love to have the original kind of the covers that go with each other. So cover and vinyl together, vinyl and cover. Give some happy homes. So still really stoked about that. Glad to have them. Thanks, Big Bro, for the recommendation. Trying to turn me into a country fan. What the hell, bro? He told me not to fight it, so I guess I should just stop fighting it. I don't wanna. Alright, on to completely not country. Turtles. Turtle Soup. Very glad to find this one. This is really good. Gave this one a cursory listen and definitely dug it. So, very excited to have this one. At least an upgrade for the cover. Tommy James and the Shondells, Crimson and Clover. Now my cover was just completely split apart. It looked like it was supposed to be a gatefold. No, it's not. But Vinyl might be a possible upgrade. I mean, it's another VG copy, so I need to listen to both of them and see which one's the better of the two. Alright, next one. Temptations Greatest Hits 2. Very cool to find this one. Had this one on 8-track, so nice to have it on vinyl. Really nice shape. Don't see the Temptations too often, so this and I've got the first Greatest Hits, so nice little package to have for the Temptations. Decided I wanted to start working on my Nazareth collection on vinyl, so besides just having Hair of the Dog, so close enough for rock and roll. Very cool to find this. Is this like import or something? It's not. It's just a really flimsy cover, I guess. Yeah, I'd say thanks. I guess it's just a really flimsy cover, which is in really nice shape for being as thin as it is. And last out of the finds from the garage sale was Steppenwolf Monster. Not in perfect shape, but couldn't beat it. Didn't want to leave it. I'm like, fuck it, I don't have it. I want to at least hear it, you know, before I want to spend any money on it. And pleasantly, very happy with it. Alright, and last set of finds were, well, after I got done with the garage sale, I was like, okay, well, I got some extra time. I'm going to go and check out this music store that's in downtown that I've only been to once, and I didn't like the prices, and I only picked up a couple things from there. And the selection was pretty good, but the prices were pretty fucked up. I went back, they've definitely added a lot to the selection, but the prices are still pretty fucked up. The prices on new vinyl are definitely very competitive and reasonable, but about what you pay online. But the used stuff, especially some of the bigger name artists and stuff like that, are just ridiculously priced. And there's certain stuff I kind of looked at and I'm like, I really want to negotiate with this guy on a few of these. There's some stuff in there that I really want, but he's asking for triple what I'd pay for it. In all reality, like, I see stuff on eBay and I'm kind of like, okay, this is the price I know it goes for pretty much regularly, and you're asking for double that, like, and you're in Goshen, Indiana. Like, no disrespect, but there is not a lot of people that travel through there, like, to go and buy their music. I mean, it's a, you know, good spot. I mean, he gets a lot of great business and stuff, but for some of these albums, I'm like, dude, your product's not going to move. And there were a couple albums that I remember seeing back, I don't remember how many months ago this was. I think it was back in the fall of last year. And I mean, you think about it, that's, you know, let's say at least roughly between 6 and 8 months of some of this stuff is just sitting there and it's not moving anywhere, and I know it's not going to move. Cut the price in half and then we'll talk. So, but I did manage to find some cool stuff and a bit of a small little horror story. I don't know, not really horror, but more kind of like pissed me off after the fact. But been on the hunt for this album for a while and found it for $7, which I thought was pretty reasonable. Waiting by Funboy 3. Almost dropped it there. Great album. Really, really good. Really excited to have this one. Definitely be getting plenty of spins around here. I always played it all the way through once and loved it. So, very, very excited. And also picked up a batch of sealed cassettes. Yes, that's right, sealed. Still sealed. I guess I misread the sign because it said cassettes 50% off, but apparently there must have been some really small fine print. And the guy who runs the shop was there, and then like he rang me all up, and I was like, oh, they're not marked at 50% off. And he's like, oh yeah, I guess that sign is pretty hard to read. And I like didn't really, just kind of left it at that. I'm like, dumb motherfucker. But whatever. It's cool. It's cool. I got some really cool stuff. So, first one up though, I paid way too much for this. So, but Soul of a New Machine by Fear Factory. So, like I said, still sealed. Don't plan on opening it. Paid way more than I ever would have for one cassette, ever. And so I'm kind of putting this one up as possible for sale or trade. For sale, I'd probably just like to get my money back out of it. Trade-wise, nothing like huge. Like, I'm not looking for like a $20 fucking album, but like, you know, if you're really wanting this, kind of hit me up. Maybe we can talk. So I'm not married to it at all. These next ones I am married to, though. Super stoked to find this one. Creator, Terrible Certainty. Oh yeah, it is harder than hell for me to not want to fucking crack this open. So stoked. And these actually, all of these came from the same original store. Here, I'll show this one, and then we'll Simple Minds, Sparkle in the Rain. Which is weird to find this one sealed because the night before I was actually listening to some vinyl. They were all from music store Super Sounds that was here in town. The owner, it just recently went out of business within the last couple of years. He was originally in the mall here down the street. Had opened up the store in the mid-'80s after he had been working at Musicland, decided to open up his own store. And even back then, up until probably, like I said, a few years ago, his pricing never really wavered. Like back in the late 80s, throughout the majority of the 90s, his CD prices were about what they were normally, and same with cassette prices. Pretty expensive to buy that shit, But when the CD sales started to kind of wane, and you could definitely see record companies pricing stuff out at really cheap prices when they were releasing stuff, let's say 13, 14 years ago, and new releases were coming out at $7, $8 a piece, and they weren't raising prices until, the album was selling into the millions, demand and all that shit. His stuff would come out and it was always, anywhere from $12 up to $20, and you're like, okay, it's not really there for the economy anymore. And even when he started selling vinyl about 5-6 years ago, his prices were shitty. I think he was selling everything, no matter condition, whatever the album was. I think he was selling it at somewhere between I think $7 and $9 a piece, which I was like, dude, what the hell are you doing? I shopped there a lot when I was a kid, because it was a great store and the owner was really cool, and I knew him up through pretty much into my early 20s. And really cool dude. I always like to buy from him, just kind of support your local music store. And same with my dad, he used to shop there a lot back in the 80s and 90s. We wouldn't do it too often just because of his prices, but we'd like to help him out. Plus he was a really cool dude. He would cut us deals and stuff like that occasionally. So it was really cool, in this little slice of history to kind of have, especially I know these were original when they came out, so he's had these since, let's see, this was 83? 84. This album's from 84. Come on now. Full well this thing's been sealed since 1984, so it's fucking crazy. Almost 30 years of still being sealed. Y&T, best of, 81 to 85. That was really cool to find. And two that are just super cool to find. Playing for Keeps by Eddie Money, and Where's the Party? Very, very cool, nice additions to my Eddie Money collection. Huge Eddie Money fan, and it's always cool. I like to see some of these albums on cassette that I remember actually seeing when I was a kid in the stores, and actually probably seeing them in that store. So it's weird to find all that. So that pretty much does it for all my vinyl finds and those cassette finds. Did have some stuff from Goodwill, but nothing too crazy special. Got some VC related stuff kind of coming, some VCLT and some stuff I bought from within the VC. An eBay find, which I'm pretty much cutting myself off of eBay after this point. Unless it's the deal of a fucking lifetime and I can't pass it up. This one, I sat on it and I couldn't pass it up. With price and shipping and everything, it worked out. It was just right in my final budget for the week. Other than that, really cutting back all of my costs, planning on sleeving the entire wall behind me, so that one's going to cost me some money, and also all the wedding expenses, everything else that's starting to come along. I need to really start replenishing the budget for that, just kind of enjoying what's all around me. I got so much stuff and I've been so backlogged for months that I need to just start listening through what I have. So there will be updates occasionally. Not like I'm going to stop digging completely, it's just I'm not going to buy 20 albums at a time, maybe a couple here and there, and we'll just save it up for one big update, maybe once a month or so. Thinking about starting a video series though here soon, and I'll kind of get into that once I actually start doing the series. Be a pretty cool thing. Just a way for me to kind of still make videos and talk about music and all that good shit. So, on that note, I still need to do a video for Vance's contest, so I gotta look and see when that ends, and I think I'll probably do that next week. I want to plot it all out. So, on that note, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care of yourselves. Peace.